Hey everybody, welcome back. It's Chris here. Welcome to Daily Reflections with Chris. And for those of you who are new to my YouTube channel, what I do here is I'll read out of the Daily Reflections, which is you can kind of see, there you go. It's a recovery book, right? Written for AA members by AA members. So in other words, it's our own stories, our own experience that were written in this book. None of mine's are in here, but anyway, I read on it on a daily, and I get to share with you. So let's get started. Today is July 11th, and the entry is called A Turning Point. A great turning point in our lives came when we sought for humility as something we really wanted, rather than as something we must have. That's out of the 12 and 12, page 75. Either the AA way of life becomes one of joy, or I return to the darkness and despair of alcoholism. Joy comes to me when my attitude concerning God and humility turns to one of desire rather than of burden. The darkness in my life changes to radiant light when I arrive at the realization that being truthful and honest in dealing with my inventory results in my life being filled with serenity, freedom, and joy. Trust in my higher power deepens, and the flush of gratitude spreads through my being. I am convinced that being humble is being truthful and honest in dealing with myself and God. It is then that humility is something I really want rather than being something I must have. Wow. Well, for those of you who know me, I say it over and over and over again that the 12 and 12 is my favorite book, and the seventh step is my favorite step. Because, why? Well, because it really talks about the humility. The humility. See, I've heard a lot of things in these rooms. I've heard a lot of things recovery, and people say you gotta have balance, you gotta do this, you gotta. Well, people tell before, and I would keep wondering, well, what does that mean? What does that look like? I mean, how can I have that? What you say? And to me, balance has come through humility, right? When that made sense to me, that clicked in my head, when I was like one day walking around, like, oh, that's what balance is. Balance is being in humility 100% of my time, 100% of my day, 100% of my thoughts, 100% of my will, 100% of my plans for the future, right? 100% of how am I going to work this program, 100% of how I'm going to work with somebody else, right? Humility became something that I wanted. At that point, I wanted it more than anything. I didn't see it as oh man, gotta have humility. That's what they say because that's what I gotta do to do this program. Blah blah blah. No, it wasn't like that. It was a change in attitude, which they talked about in the reading today. Right? What is my attitude gonna be like today? Is humility something that I want or something that I have to do? I mean, I have to pay the bills. I gotta go to work. Gotta pick up my kids, gotta do this, gotta do that. Look, I'm not making fun of you or anything if that's you right now. I'm just saying that if that's you right now, it doesn't have to be you right now. When I finally came to that realization that didn't have to be me, my whole life changed. It's called attitude. It's about looking at it, instead of looking at it like this, you look at it like this, or like this, or like that, or just some different way of looking at your life. And when I got to make the decision for myself that humility was something that I wanted. Do I need it? Yeah. Do I have to have it? Perhaps. Perhaps if I want to be successful in this program, perhaps if I want to be able to go through my day with not drinking, perhaps if I want to be successful in life, yeah, perhaps. But today is something that I really want. It's my favorite thing to have today is humility. Why? Because when I get a good measure of me getting in my way starts with lack of humility. The less I'm humble, the more that I'm prideful. Right? When I'm humble because I want to, when I'm humble because now I can do that without having to think about it so much. When I'm humble because it's okay to be an Indian. It's okay to be the backup singer. It's okay to be an assistant. It's okay to clean up the mess. It's okay. All that doesn't change my value. As a matter of fact, it gives me more value. Why? Because you know how many people just want to be chiefs? and don't want to be Indians, they can be Indians. They know how to be Indians. They're good Indians. But they refuse to be an Indian. They want to be a chief, and they make horrible chiefs because their mindset becomes other people's mindset. The people in their presence, the people who they're leaders of, become those people. Right? You know how many bosses I've seen? They just like hang themselves, not literally hang themselves. Sorry, I don't mean to use those terms in this kind of a YouTube channel, but I'm saying they go out there and then they just make a horrible thing of things because they refuse to have a little humility. They refuse to be an Indian because they are the chief, right? Well, I'm so grateful that I work for a company where they showed me that it's okay. It's okay to be an Indian, even if I am a chief. Because guess what, folks? I am the chief. I don't have the title, but I know that I'm the chief. I know it. I know it in my heart that I am a chief. I am a leader by heart, right? So what do true leaders do? Is they lead by example, not by whiplashes, not by lashes, and not by demands, and not by all this stuff. Well, in order for me to not be that person that I don't want to be like I've been before, I got to have a little bit of humility. I got to stay in my place. I got to stay in my lane, and I got to know that, hey, Chris, you don't have the title of chief yet. You are the chief. You don't have the title, but you're a leader. And a leader's a good Indian too. And I love being an Indian. I love being in the trenches with my co-workers, with the people who just started yesterday, teaching them how to do their job, going through the trials with them, going through the errors with them, learning when they're learning with them. Yeah, I've learned what they've done. I know how to do what they're doing. I can probably do it pretty good. Doesn't matter. I go and do it with them anyway. And I teach them. They teach me. Do you know that those young kids have taught me so much since I started working there with them? They have given me a platform to be a human being again. They have given me a platform to be true to myself again. They have given me a platform to grow up in a safe place. You know, kids, man, they're like young kids. I love them so much. The ones that, especially the ones I work with, man, they're not like some of the adults I've had to work with. You say, gotta do this, you gotta do that, blah, 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 do. You don't do that, you're gonna get fired. This is how you're gonna get fired. This is how you can die. You're gonna do this. You're like, man, they just scare you. They scare you into being a good person. And my little Indians, our little Indians, the ones that I get to hang out with there, they inspire me to be a good person. They inspire me to be a better person. They inspire me to be a good chief so that I could have more good Indians. And that my Indians would be good chiefs. That they would come up. Right? And all of that has to do with humility. Man, as soon as my pride starts getting in the way, it's over. As soon as my old ways of thinking get in the way, it's over. As soon as I stop including God into my life, it's over. As soon as I take that first drink, it's over. Right? Man, I've come a long way from where I came, from where I used to be. And I'm so grateful that I get to share this with you. That I get to share my experience, strength, and hope with you. That hopefully you might have something, that you might hear something that you've never heard before. So these steps, these reflections, everything that we do, we can do them anywhere. See, today's July the 11th. That was a great reading by humility. But that part of humility will be true for me on July 25th. It'll be true for me on August the 5th. It'll be true for me November 2nd. You know, that turning point of being able to seek humility as something that I want, I can do that at any time, any day, anywhere. It doesn't matter. And that's what I love about this program. I love that they taught me that. Like, today's the day, Chris. Today is the day. You can make it whatever you wanted to make it. You could choose to be living in alcoholism and everything that it brought you, even though you don't drink today. Or you can choose to live in the solution always, today, now, forever. And go co-create with people out there. You don't have to be alone anymore. Go do your thing. Humility is my guide. God is my guide. What I've learned here is my guide. What I learned what to do and not to do, that's my guide. Right now in a situation, I was getting confused about it earlier, trying to make decisions all on my own. And then I was listening to my favorite pastor, and she said, did you even ask God about that? And she was talking about who knows what that happened, who knows when. And that sermon was from like probably 2 years ago. And it spoke to me today, like it's for today. Today. Have I included God in this? And man, my answer was no. I hadn't yet asked God what he thinks about this situation. And as soon as I heard that, I was like, okay, you're right. God, what do you think about this? This is what I'm going through. Can you help me make a decision? And you know, he said, well, what does she want? I didn't even ask the other person what they want. I'm just thinking about what I want. Oh, man, I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful that I get to experience that today. And that I don't have to be mad about it. That the solution is there. And I'm grateful that I don't have to do this on my own. I'm grateful that I don't have to work this out all on my own. I'm grateful that I have somebody or something that I can confide in that will give me the answers that I need to hear in a way that I need to hear them. That he speaks to me in a way that I understand what he's saying. Because he's telling me, Chris, have you even asked the other person what they want? And the truth is no. I'm making all these decisions. I'm doing all these actions based on something that I think. And I've done that before. It doesn't work, folks. It doesn't work. And I'm grateful that I could sit back. I think it was at that point, right then and there is when my energy shifted. My whole entire energy shifted. And I said, man, I got to make a video. I want to make a video. I'm going to make a video about my daily reflections. It helps me. Doing this helps me. Sharing my experience, strength, and hope with you guys helps me. Sharing my story with you guys helps me. And there's so much more. I'll give y'all such small pieces in 15 minutes of airtime. Folks, if your day's going all messed up and you feel like you're going to crash, just know you can turn it over. You can turn it around right now. Right this moment. You can make the decision and say, God, I'm done. I let it go. I don't know what to do. I give it all up to you. Fix this. Please. Right? Because I'm done. I'm capped out. I don't have no energy. I have no motivation. I don't have no vision. I don't have no ambition. I'm dying here. Lord, help me. See what happens. I think he will. He's never failed me. I don't think he'll ever fail you. I don't have a special... We have a special relationship, but I don't have like a secret, or I don't have like a special code that I use. I ask him for help when I need it. And I tell him thank you and amen. And life's good. Life is really good. And what, you know, I'm thinking about that thought that I had earlier, that I was thinking about it so hard and trying to do all these things. The truth is, if I do nothing about it right now, everything's gonna be okay. Everything, because it's a high class problem. I have a high class problem today, right? Where do I get to move with my license? Where do I get to live? Is gonna have a pool? Is it gonna do this? Is it gonna? Well, there's a couple of things that it needs to have, right? But everything else is optional. I can check out the boxes. Yes, I want a dog park. Yes, I want a pool. Yes, I want to buy. Yes, I want to live in this area. Folks, before I didn't have that option. I was homeless. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful for what I have today. What did I do? I gave myself completely to the 12-step program of Alcoholics Anonymous. And I let it change my life. I built a relationship with a higher power that I didn't believe in. And it changed my life. I took the suggestions that other people gave me. And it changed my life. Folks, I was somebody who was homeless, didn't believe in God, drunk all the time, and I was not going to do anything anybody told me to do or asked me, no matter how they asked me or how much they love me. Folks, I'm a changed person. You can be too if you want to be. Maybe you don't need to be. Maybe you don't need anything drastic like me. That's okay. Just be the best version of you that you can possibly be. And if you need help, ask for help. I love you guys. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.